Happy Wednesday, and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. We have a packed show today. We're talking about XRP Ripple. There's some new things to talk about. And June, I'm dubbing it XRP month. Will the lawsuit be over? We put a poll up. Make sure to cast your vote. Also, Binance apparently has found a solution to counterparty risk. And we're going to talk about BRC and ERC NFTs and tokens and how they are now going to be interoperable. But first, we're going to see your other co-host, Robin.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take all that old, boring, and stale information and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Bitcoin's 27,000. Moving. XRP, moving. Ethereum, it's almost there to 2,000. Right? It's getting close.
Almost.
Getting close.
Rob, I want to ask you first.
What's up?
When you have, Cox is the number one. I mean, you have Cox, right? Like, who do you call when you have internet outages in your home?
You gotta be careful. A lot of people don't know what Cox is. I'm just letting you know, man.
Cox Cable Communication.
Yes, there you go. That's a lot better.
Now, who do you call, Robin, when we have internet issues here in the studio?
Blue Wire Tech.
We call Cam's Blue Wire Tech. They are the sponsor of this channel. Today's show is brought to you by them. If you are a business owner or you know a business owner who's having some IT issues, you want to call Cam's Blue Wire Tech or visit bluewiretech.com. They're going to fix all of your IT.
All I'm saying is that, remember, we regional products, people that aren't in our region might not understand. And
Apologies.
So,
Cox Cable Communications.
There you go. Just like, I love Dick's. Shopping at Dick's, like sporting goods store. It's a sporting goods store here in Las Vegas. So if you haven't, that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm getting at, David, is that you got to be cognitive of what region you're in, because there's a sporting goods store here in Las Vegas. And it's at the mall. It's called Dick's Sporting Goods. It's
AD loves it.
So just be cognitive, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Rob. I'm sure we'll come up with other stores as we go throughout the show. But as if, I feel like I got my laugh in. I don't need to laugh anymore. But maybe you need a laugh. So I have some things for you to show you. So, Robin, growing up, what was one of the most notable superheroes? He had a red cape. Was it a blue cape or a red cape? Big S on his chest. He was Superman. Clark Kent.
Yes.
When you think of Superman, you think strong, saving people, saving lives. Well, there's a new Superman in town, and, call him Reverse Superman. Rocco, cue the laptop. So here comes Superman. Oh, going to go save the day. This is probably a dog, a baby, in the burning fire building. He's going in up, and never mind. He had to be saved by the also, you ever played this game when you were little, Robin?
What is this?
Where everyone, the last one to hold on wins, and you spin it around. And
I'm not a fan of spinny things, man.
no, me neither. It
Nauseous.
makes me dizzy, but some people are. And so, this is one scenario where it would, let's just watch. Make up and yeah. So guys, always be careful.
Damn.
Also, so this is funny in the context of how, we should come up with a segment of what to blame crypto for next. And you know what? We're going to start that segment right now. And the first thing is we're going to blame fentanyl crisis on crypto. Elizabeth Warren says crypto funds fentanyl trade and it's time to shut it down. This is not a joke. This is from an actual sitting U.S. senator.
Wow.
So what can they not blame crypto on? Who knows?
Did you, growing up, when you had a bicycle or skateboard, did you ever try to hit the ramps?
Yes.
You ever get any airtime?
Yes.
Or jumps?
Very small.
Yeah?
Very little.
Well, anyways, Rocco, pull up my laptop. I want to show you.
Oh.
I want to show you the most epic hit the ramp ever.
Okay.
There you go.
What
So this
the
is
hell?
a ferry.
Stop it.
There's the drawbridge in the back. Yee! Nailed it.
Dude, get out of here. Are you what the hell, dude?
He made it, bro. He made it.
Really? You call that he made it?
He did. He
I don't
made
know. Don't look like he made a pile of rubble. That's what it looks like he made. Oh, man.
it. But you got to give credit where it's due, man.
Yeah.
He
What
fucking
do we-
nailed it, bro. I don't even think he touched the car in the front. I think he literally just...
His car is literally eviscerated. What are you talking about? Anyways, so this next one, I haven't seen it. Rocco just said, pull up this link, play it on your laptop. So here we go.
The trivia one?
Yeah,
The
the
trivia.
trivia one. Yeah, the one you said, pull it up on Instagram. Here it is, Rocco.
Okay.
Not sure what the hell I'm going to be watching, but I see here there are two types of friends. Okay, so it looks like we're
Well, you
okay.
guys on the chat, you gotta tell us who's who.
Who's who? Okay.
Who's
Okay.
Robin, who's Dave.
Okay.
Guys, with your bets.
I feel like we can both fit in this. Like, I feel like we're
Not sure.
I don't know. What's your vote, Rocco? We can't vote ourselves, because we're
Well, at least
represented.
the one on the right is definitely you.
The calm one or the goofy one?
And the left one is Robin.
The left one is Robin. Okay.
Yeah.
So Robin's the goofy, crazy one. Yeah. There are certain situations in a group of friends or a group of colleagues that I am the very goofy one. But yeah. Anyways, I want to share. This is, you know what? Actually, let's get into the markets. Robin, go ahead.
All right. So as I mentioned, we got Bitcoin coming in at $27,057.33. And you can see that we had a little bit of a sell-off from where we were yesterday. We did go up and touch 28,000 at some point this week. I don't remember exactly when. Yeah. So a few days ago, we were above 28,000 for all of about 30 minutes. And, we're better than we were a week ago, right? 26,000. We were testing 25. And a little pullback. What do you think the general direction is going to be for the rest of the week? You think we're going to head up? What do you think?
So here's what I was looking at, okay? And Rocco, if you want to swap over to mine. So I was looking at, this is from CoinGlass. So this data breaks down quarterly, monthly, weekly returns. And so I'm just looking, all right, we're talking about, sell in May, go away. Looks like Bitcoin for Q2 is ending negative. Q2 does end in May, so today is the last day of Q2. And then as far as the month of June, as far as the last 3-4 years is concerned, it's been a negative month. And so will we see that trend continue? We saw 4 consecutive months to open up a year in the green, albeit February was pretty much even. Still green. This never happened in Bitcoin's history to open up a year with 4 consecutive green months. We're going to close in the red for the month of May, unless for some odd reason today Bitcoin rallies like 35K, which I think we can both agree is not going to happen. But June, are we going to break this 3-year trend of June being red? I don't know. You got a lot of things happening on the macro side. We're going to get to that here in a few minutes. But if I had to guess, man, I think June's going to be a red month. Unless XRP wins the lawsuit.
Oh. Interesting.
Think
I want to know what the chat thinks. Where do you guys think the market is going to be next month? Do you think that we're going to have a green month or a red month? Put a 1 in the chat if you think we're going to have a green month for June. Put a 2 in the chat if you think we're going to have a red month. I think we're going to have a green month. Well, what do you think, dude? I'm putting a 1 in the chat. I'm the first one to put it in here.
So 1 green, 2 red?
Yeah. What do you think?
Okay, so I think the XRP lawsuit, I think it will be over in June. Okay. But is it going to be a settlement or is it going to be a victory? I think if it's a victory, it's going to pump. Also, we got to remember, guys, tomorrow, officially, Hong Kong opens up retail trading for crypto. So how much money is going to flow into the ecosystem through that? Hong Kong is obviously not it's not the U.S. It's not the largest economic power in the world, but there's a lot of money in Hong Kong. And, usually the Asia markets, they're a lot more farther ahead as far as definitely, look at someone like Japan technology, adapting to new technology and kind of being a little more nimble when it comes to shifting from, one thing to another and being more open. That's a better word to say. Being more open to new technology, to new forms of payment, to new ways of doing things. And so is that going to spark FOMO for retail? I don't know. I don't think so, but who knows? So all those things happening, but then on the other side, that's the pro column, right? On the con column, you have the debt ceiling votes happening tonight. We're going to talk about that. You have the FOMC, the CPI numbers. Now a majority is voting that we're going to see another rate hike. We have...
we got a CME flipped. Pause.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're wrong.
Take a look.
Unless I refresh it and it flips the other way. Oh, wow.
Your boy laptop. Just in 64%. We pausing. That's right.
Did you? Okay. I've
35% is a rate hike.
I wish I could unrefresh because this was 70% that we were going to get 25 basis points when I had it pulled up for the show.
When? This morning?
Yeah. Like an hour ago. It was 70% that we were going to get 25 rate hike. Yes. Bro, look at this article.
They just passed psychedelic mushrooms are going to be legal in Colorado. I didn't know if you knew that.
Wow.
As your boy tripping over here. All right, so real quick, I want to, oh shit. I do want to give a little shout out, a little love to the chat. If you are new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. We have Reckles, Jack the Beanstalk, Foreskin, the other TJ,
Wait,
Morgan Sailor, the VV Zombie, Andre Brown 4-5.
You say Foreskin?
Symmetrice, Shakik, Desert Crypto, Cryptic Rebel, Bonesaw, and ZLDZ Uno. What are you laughing at? To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, big shout out to Daniel Nassan. He's up in here.
I'm literally going to pay someone towards the end of the year to go through all of these moments and make a 10-minute montage of you butchering people's names.
Yeah.
Also, did you say foreskin?
Forest again?
Foreskin.
No.
Foreskin. Oh, okay. Kin. Got it. Okay. I see it now. My bad.
But I'm sure it's
like,
a play. I'm sure it's a play on
today,
words
bro.
there. I'm sure.
Like, you good? You good today, my dude?
Yes, it's obviously a play on words. Yes,
a lot of interesting talk there.
Yeah.
You didn't answer your own. I'm usually the one that asks questions. You asked me a question. Is June going to be green? I'm leaning yes. What's your answer? And why?
I already said green. I was the first one to put a one in the chat.
But you didn't expand.
There was
on
a lot
why,
of ones in the
but
chat.
you didn't expand. Why do you think it's going to be green?
Okay, so I was on a Twitter space yesterday, and I brought up a good point. We were talking about bull and bear market. I do think that there's a lack of volume, a lack of movement in the global liquidity, right? People just aren't spending as much. But I think there is a shift where people want to invest in Bitcoin. People are seeing an opportunity to get in on the next emerging sector, which, you missed out on investing in the internet. Well, hey, here you got another run at it. But the thing is people don't have a lot of money on the side. So I think that we're going to see the market cap increase, people hodling without being fearful of selling. People are going to be DCAing. People are going to be getting their first exposure to Bitcoin because they see the value. And so we're going to have a slow growth. And so I think next month, get to 30,000. And then the following month, we get to 32,000, 35. Then the following month, we get to 40, 45. I'm just saying that we're going to have a slow, mature growth because there's not this pile of cash sitting on the side for people just to YOLO into crypto. But at the same time, people are seeing the value of crypto. They're seeing that it's a hedge against inflation. It's a protection of wealth. You can also make some damn money on it the long term. And so I think people are going to pile in. They're going to DCA. But at the same time, They just ain't got a lot of money just to throw at it. This ain't 2021 where you're just getting airdrop checks from the government every 4 months.
Let me ask you this question. So the narrative, what you just explained, is Bitcoin just all of a sudden just skyrockets because people start piling in. Well, I agree with you. The liquidity is not there.
So
right?
it's not going to be piling in. It's going to be
so it's going to be
throwing their chips in.
It's going to be a different growth cycle for this bull market compared to last bull markets. Yeah. That narrative psychologically to the retail investor, when that liquidity does come back, when the Fed does start cutting rates, and they look at how Bitcoin has performed, is it going to change people's investing habits?
Even if they start cutting rates, it's probably going to be to address a larger economic situation. So when the Fed has cut rates, when the Fed increases interest rates, it immediately slows down the markets. Now you would think that, hey, we cut rates, all of a sudden everybody's spending. No, when we've cut rates, you can look historically, when you cut rates, it's because, well, hey, things are broken, markets are failing, we're in some kind of uncertain situation. You can look at COVID, the housing crash. You cut rates, and then a year and a half later, that's when you get the crazy spending. The one outlier would be COVID, where we cut rates, and then it was about 2 months later. Even then they cut rates, and then we bottomed out. It wasn't like they cut rates and everyone just started spending. No, they cut rates. It was still getting out of control. The Fed had to step in and just throw money out. I mean, just tons of money. The Treasury plus the Fed plus the government.
And what you guys and
they all worked in unison to just dump as much money as they could. And even then, it took months for the market to kick off.
Yeah, you guys got to understand one thing, right? It's not like the Fed cuts interest rates or they push liquidity into the markets, and they push that liquidity and the rates to the banks, and then the banks have to. It's kind of like trickle down economics, right? You give a tax break to the corporations, and then they pay more to their employees because they're paying less taxes, and the employee makes more, and the employee spends more.
Well, think about this.
It's kind of similar. Is when this stuff happens, it goes to the banking system, and now it's up to the banking system now to either cut rates or whatever the case may be.
So here's the thing: we cut rates in 2020, March of 2020. We cut rates from 2 down to 0. We literally went full blown. Hey, we're going straight to 0. And we didn't get the rally in Bitcoin until 2021. So you had 8 months? 8 months essentially before it really started to take off?
I mean, look here. Let's look right here. So we have 2020, okay? We saw that 25% drawdown in March, and we saw a 34% rally, and then kind of flat, 24% flat, negative, and then bam, the end of 2020, October, November, December, and then moving into the next year.
So what I'm saying is that even there's more than likely not going to be any situation where they have a dramatic rate cut. And if they do have a dramatic rate cut, is because something broke globally in our financial markets. And if that happens, it's going to take some time to play out. You can go back to 2008 and look at the S&P 500 after they cut rates after the housing market crash. That one took years. That one took a year and a half before the S&P 500 caught back up. And I think that's a similar situation we're going to be in. I think that when we do cut rates, it's going to be a year out before the overall markets. But now with that said, this is an emerging market that has real utility, that companies are adopting, that people are using. People are sending money with crypto. Companies are partnering with crypto blockchain. Visa, we covered that yesterday, is working on integrating crypto. Each big financial service, whether it's Visa or MasterCard or even JP Morgan, they are all offering crypto services. They're integrating it because it has real utility. And so as the utility grows, the market is going to grow. And I think even now you're going to get more healthy, prolonged growth because there isn't a pile of cash where people just don't know what the hell to do with. And now you have people just being savvy and investing in crypto. So we are in the right spot. Real quick, let's get a Ola train going. I want to know.
Why can't it be an Ola bus?
No, it's an Ola train. It's an Ola train. So I'm gonna drop the first Ola in the chat. I wanna look like the chat kind of falling asleep over here. I want to rally everybody up.
I'm gonna put the second.
Olas in
I'm
the
gonna
chat.
put the second Ola in the chat.
Put the Olas in the chat. I want to get this thing going. I want to see at least 149 Olas because you know why? We're at 30% like ratio. Why haven't you liked the video? Do you not like the Olas? Do you not like the weird Twitter laughs that we have in the mornings? If you don't, we understand. But if you do, hit the Ola and also hit the like button. Thank you.
Ola like the button. Like the button. And just take a peek at what the rest of the markets are doing via crypto bubbles. XDC is up 13%, as is, well, not Quant's not up 13%, but Quant is in the green and the graph, and everything else is pretty much in the red. This is on the daily. Over the last week, Quant has been ripping up over 16%. Solana up 8.3%. The Hex ecosystem has been down on the week, 31% for Hex, 30.3% for Pulse Chain. And then if we just swap over to the month, Hex down 73% over last month. Optimism has been dumping, guys. Stay away from OP unless you're shorting it. They're June 1st, officially unlock of mass amount of tokens who are, and a lot of it, well, not a lot of it, but majority of it, all of the new unlocked tokens are from core contributors and investors. And if you just think about what investors, what is their main criteria and goal? To invest money, to make money. And so they're going to start dumping tokens, selling out. I highly doubt these investors are going to be like, nope, we're going to hodl our tokens. No. So just something to keep in mind. I want to talk a little bit about macro. So the JOLTS report came out today. We have seen a little volatility in the market. And if you watched our show on Monday, or if you watch our show religiously, we kind of let you guys know about stuff like this in the beginning of the week so you can tailor your trading strategy or your investing moves based off of what kind of volatility we can expect to see in the markets. So they showed an increase in the month of April. Now, the JOLTS report, which is the Job Opening and Labor Turnover Survey, highest level since January. The resilient labor market data adds to a growing narrative that continuously strong economic data could prompt the Federal Reserve to hike interest rates again in the month of June. The latest report released Wednesday revealed 10.1 million job openings at the end of April, which is an increase from 9.8 million in the previous month. We have, as Rob mentioned, the CME now literally flipped from 70% the other way to 64% this way. So now we are expecting another rate hike in June. I think
no rate hike in June.
No rate hike in June.
Pulse.
Yes, my apologies. No rate hike in June. We also have another important thing happening. So the House of Representatives will be voting on the debt ceiling deal that Speaker McCarthy and President Joe Biden agreed upon tentatively. That's happening tonight. So that is happening tonight. Will we get a rate hike increase? Or will we get a debt ceiling increase? You have the super left, the super right. They hate it. The people in the middle, they're like, we can work with it. We'll see what happens. But if this thing gets pushed back, tomorrow, Janet Yellen said June 1st. I don't think tomorrow is going to happen because I do have the Treasury pulled up here. The balance actually grew. Opened at, this is from Friday, opened at $38 billion and ended at $54 billion. So we did see this closing balance below $50 billion. But like we talked about this too. This thing fluctuates, right? Sometimes it's you add a little money to your balance sheet. Sometimes you subtract. More times than not, the Treasury subtracts money from their balance sheet. Another date that's been thrown out there is June 5th. So we'll see. The House votes on it tonight. If they approve it, then goes to the Senate. Then they have to approve it.
No, it's all going to get approved. There's no more roadblocks.
No more roadblocks, huh?
No.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Politicians are stupid.
No, it's been written and agreed upon by both sides. Biden.
The representatives of both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Republicans don't like Speaker McCarthy. The guy almost didn't get he barely.
They're not
got the
gonna
votes
they're
to be
not
speaker.
gonna vote against party lines and be the one vote that stopped the
It's
debt
not going to
ceiling
be. It's
from getting.
multiple people who.
It's the whole time you were talking about them. There's no way they don't come into agreement. Now all of a sudden,
know.
now that they came into agreement, you're like,
No.
well, they might
it's
not
not-
sign it. Like, what do you mean?
They're probably going to amend it. That's what I'm saying. They're probably going to add stuff, take stuff away. Speaking of taking
They're not
stuff
gonna
away,
amend it. They're just
Hold on.
gonna sign that damn thing. That's it. That's it. It's already been agreed upon.
we'll see. But what we do know is Congress has cut the proposed Biden Bitcoin and crypto mining tax from the debt ceiling deal. This was that Dane tax they were talking about, 30% tax on miners using electricity or using the power
Let's
grid.
start taxing the air conditioners. For every air conditioner you have to pay at least 30% extra on your electricity bill. I mean, honestly, if I decide to plug in an ASIC, why is that any different than me plugging in my AC? I mean, okay. If I do it at scale, you tax me. Well, but what if I don't do it at scale? Is there a threshold? Hey, once you plug in, more than 800 miners, you got to pay tax, 30% tax. But what happens if I decide to plug in an ASIC at the house? Do I pay taxes on that? Is now my electricity bill more expensive? Or what if I decide to put a wind turbine in my backyard?
What's a wind turbine?
Wind turbine.
My bad.
And at the same time, if I own a business and all of my energy is green, then why does it matter? Why does any of this matter? I don't understand. If you want to address the power issue, address the source. Don't address what's plugged into it. Right?
You know,
Don't get mad at the car if the road is broken.
You know, people are saying this tax is unconstitutional because it goes against the First Amendment, free speech, right? Who are they to say, right? Who are they to say what you can and cannot use a commodity for, right? Energy. It's out there. Now, if you come out and say that crypto mining is used to, I don't know, advance the drug thing, then sure, that's a different story. But look, it's obvious they're trying to find anything and everything to hang their hat on as to why crypto should not be legal, why we should get rid of crypto, why it shouldn't even exist. And we got the person who leading that charge is none other than Elizabeth Warren. So something to keep an eye on, this debt ceiling thing. Rob thinks he's just going to sign it. I don't know. Who knows?
I am just so amazed that the whole time that they were arguing about it and not coming to terms and saying we're on different sides, and then they finally draw it up and come to
that doesn't
agreement.
mean that doesn't mean I think they're going to default.
They're not going to pass it.
I don't think they're going to default. I'm just saying. Might be a new bill. Might be a lot of amendments made, right? But if everything was as clean as, okay, we agreed to something. Okay, we signed yes. Okay, the president signs yes. We get a lot more done.
The president
That's not how it
represents
works.
the executive branch and the Democrats.
Correct.
And McCarthy represents the
Republicans who hate him.
and the Republican Party.
Who half of them hate him.
And so they came to an agreement based on representing their own parties. So their parties are going to vote party lines. Like it's not even in question here. They're going to pass the damn thing. There's
Not
gonna
even
be
in
no
question.
There's going to be no slowing this thing down.
So they're going to pass it without amending it.
Yes.
Just the way it is.
Yes.
Okay, you want to take a bet on that?
Yes.
Let's take a bet.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, $5.
Go ahead. Also, we got some new people here. 3 new people.
Hi, Bob.
We got
Rocco?
Crypto Dicks. Also,
Who
you
plays a bet for
Exada
$5?
and Quarter Pound Joe. To all of you.
QPJ.
Hola! Welcome. Sin City Crypto.
Also, Ver Hoofty Flufen is sending love with a green heart. Thank you. We are sending you love back. Now, I'm curious. I haven't seen Crypto Dicks in here. I feel like it's someone that changed their name
No, he said it's first time viewer.
from Aspire, from your
He
inspiration.
said it's the first time here.
Okay. Now, let's move on. Some of the hottest news of the day. So we're going to start with RIPPLE. If you're not good with spelling, that's Ripple.
I was literally spelling that in my head. I'm like, what does that mean?
Ripple lawsuit to settle in June. Fresh speculation arises following these events. This is sourced from You Today Crypto. Expectations regarding the Ripple SEC lawsuit seem to be bursting as fresh speculation on a resolution in the much publicized legal battle have surfaced on Twitter. I do want to share the tweet here from someone in the XRP community. So they bring up some interesting things here, okay? And we know the price of XRP pumped yesterday. It was one of the only cryptocurrencies in the green for the day and for the week. And everyone's like, why is it pumping? Why is it pumping? I think June is going to be XRP month. You're going to be hearing a lot about Ripple, a lot about XRP in the month of June. So I just want to share this tweet. We're going to talk about it. Brad says the case is ending in weeks, not months. The Hinman documents come out on June 13th. Now, some of these things are kind of minute, and you can some of them you can call it kind of a stretch, which I'm sure Robin will. Brad likes a tweet saying about the case being already over. This Disney thing, I'm not going to put too much weight on it. Video surface of Google Assistant saying XRP price unavailable after June 13th. Ripple acquires Medico. NASDAQ congratulates Ripple. XRP price climbs. Ripple's on-demand liquidity partner Tranglo partners with Al Ansari Exchange, the UAE's largest outward personal remittance, and Ripple launches a CBDC platform. Doesn't sound like a company about to lose a lawsuit. So connecting the dots a lot here. Do any of those stand out? And I know we're just speculating here, right?
Yeah,
and we're speculating. No one knows the answer. We don't know when. But I feel like we can all agree it's very soon.
I wouldn't say that this is a precursor to a already drawn foregone conclusion. The court case is settled. I don't think anybody really knows. I know the judge knows. The judge got to know by now. He's sitting on that info.
You think these little things are like dropping hints?
I think this is just a company that is global, that will operate even if the doomsday scenario did come down. And if that was the case, they would still operate and make partnerships and still build overseas. And you know what? If anything, it would just be a loss for the U.S., man, because then there'd be uncertainty, not only with the direction of XRP token here in the States and how you could buy or sell it, or what would you do moving forward? I don't know. I don't even know what that looks like. I don't even want to think about it. But
Brad. I don't know if it was Brad Garlinghouse, but they've come out and said that the option of ditching XRP as the native token of Ripple is on the table if they lose a lawsuit.
But here's the thing. They could also just get sued. And then if anything, it could provide clarity, right? They could get sued, have to pay a crap ton of money, take the stain, the black eye, and then I don't want to say redistribute the token, but at least rethink the business model that is the token allocation, and then perhaps offer it in a way that is a security. So, but even then, that's all just for U.S. residents.
Yeah.
They could simply say, hey, we're just not going to facilitate anything with the U.S. And I'm sure the SEC will still try to sue them. They do that with offshore entities all the time. But it wouldn't be a death sentence, in my opinion. It would be extremely negative for the XRP. But I think the bigger picture here is that this court case represents more than just the Ripple and XRP situation. It is, if they were to win this outright and they were to say, hey, they are not a security, get your court case out of here. Gary Gensler, you know what the hell you're talking about.
Bro, the markets
if they were to say that,
the markets are going to explode.
It doesn't even matter about speculation or price. Not even matter. Sure, yes, you're correct. The price would rally. How we can sit here and speculate. Maybe it just rallies by 60%. Maybe the overall market rallies by 30%. Maybe XRP rallies to 500%, and the broader crypto markets only rally 10%. I don't know. We can bring in 100 different TA people, and we can dream this shit up all we want. Sure, that's great. But we're forgetting the big picture here, man. Money aside. Like, what's happening? if this court case wins, if they win this court case, no longer can the SEC just randomly throw out lawsuits saying you're a security. Because now you could be like, no, you can't do that. We tried that and you failed. And so you can't just go throwing out labels without some kind of guideline, criteria, framework, some kind of path forward to regulate it, whatever the hell it is. You can't just do that anymore. And you can stop it. Stop it. Exactly. And on top of that, this whole, what is it? Quants of security, Dash is security,
Algorand.
Mom's a security, like meme coins are security, Kardashians are security. The thing is it's like, they sued everybody. So what I'm saying is that you can't just blindly rule by enforcement by claiming that everything is a security if they lose this court case. That's all I'm saying.
Hear me out here. Hear me out here. If SEC loses, Gary Gensler steps down.
No.
No. I'm making a call.
No, there's been you see it. There's been these politicians that literally got caught stealing and they refuse to resign. There's politicians out here that are caught with like weird,
but those are
weird
elected,
situations
Robin,
that I don't even want to comment on, and they refuse to step down. They got to be impeached. They got to be removed. And so if a guy loses a court case, you think he's gonna resign? He's gonna be
Robin.
like, this was the biggest defeat. No, he's just gonna be like, he's gonna find a new way to regulate.
He's gonna be forced to step down.
By who?
By the people.
No, I'm asking, like, who?
By the committee that oversees him.
He has to be impeached by. He has to be impeached by Congress, or he has to be replaced by a president. So, because they lose a court case, you think that he will be?
He's not a voted in person.
Look it up. Look it up. He can be removed by impeachment by Congress, or he can be replaced by the executive branch that put him in there. I've looked this up. I'm very curious. Look it up if you don't believe me. He can be impeached by Congress, or he can be replaced by the executive branch. And so if he loses a court case, I don't see a situation that Biden is like, I'm so mad. I've never heard him talk about the court case. Why the hell would he remove him for that? And why the hell would Congress remove him? I do think, if anything, they'd be like, yes, we got a loser there. We got a loser there. Congress already don't like his ass. We saw the congressional hearings. They were all like attacking this dude. And so now they just see him take a punch in the face and like, you know what? Leave his dumb ass there. That's what I say.
Say that so nonchalantly. But here's the other thing too, is I think Rob hit the nail on the head. It's going to cause a ripple effect, pun intended, for the entire industry because...
Can I get some terrible joke sound effects?
Because not only now...
We remove it.
Not only now...
We remove the booze.
Not only now... Now I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah.
But
ripple effect.
But I agree. Gary Gensler's not just going to be able to go gung-ho and say, you're a security, you're a security, you're a security. Also... we might actually get some clarity finally from the Securities and Exchange Commission. And, Forrest said this on our show. He believes part of the reason that Gary Gensler, every hearing he's at, every testimony he gives, he refuses to put a label on anything. And I think a lot of it has to do, and I agree with Forrest, with this XRP lawsuit. Once that thing is settled.
That's what I'm saying is that if they were to win the lawsuit, that they can't blindly attack by enforcement. So they're going to have to do it. The traditional way is to make rules and guidelines.
Non-blanket.
And then that way they can say you're not following the rules and guidelines instead of just blatantly saying, well, you're a security. Says who? Says me? And so that part of their regulation is going to be gone. They're not going to be able to use that anymore. And so now they're going to have to draw up clear regulation if they want to enforce. And even if they were to lose a court case, they're going to want to enforce it. They're going to want that money, that revenue stream from suing people. That's what they do.
Speaking of doing, Binance is trying to do something interesting in the crypto space. I'm curious to get your take on this, Small Rob. ZY Crypto has put out an article. Binance has a master plan to manage crypto risk by letting traders hold collateral in banks. Binance wants to let select customers Professional customers keep their trading collateral funds at a bank rather than on the crypto platforms like Binance. Binance could soon move forward with a strategy to allow some of its traders to store their collateral in banks, thus eliminating counterparty risk. Are you eliminating counterparty risk? Isn't a bank considered a counterparty just like an exchange is? Albeit, banks are on a more regulated, stronger footing. They got FDIC. They got more fail safes in place, so to say, right? Goes on. Binance has engaged in talks with some institutional clients regarding the prospective plan that would enable them to employ bank deposits as collateral for margin trading. One possible arrangement would involve locking clients' cash at a bank through a tri-party agreement while the exchange lends the customer stablecoins that would then serve as collateral for margin trading in both spot and derivatives. What are you laughing at?
It sounds like such a bad idea.
These collateral... Hold on, let me finish.
Everything is on a ledger, right?
This sounds so bad.
These collateral funds deposited in the banks could be invested in money market funds, allowing clients to accumulate interest and offset the expense of borrowing crypto assets from Binance. So what I don't get is you want to get rid of counterparty risk by introducing another one.
Just moving it. You're not removing any counterparty risk. What are you talking about? There ain't no counterparty risk being removed here.
But what if it makes people feel safer?
It does nothing. The only risk you're
What do you
saying
mean it does
is
nothing?
okay. Here's the risk. If I had a trading account where I had a bunch of cash sitting in my trading account on FTX, they closed the doors, I lost that, right? In this situation, it's tied to your bank account. Exchange goes under, you don't lose it. That's essentially their selling point, right?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, well, what other counterparty risk are you removing? Like, you're basically saying, look, we won't hold your money, so don't worry about it. You can keep it there. But now, I mean, there's so much wrong with this. Here's the thing. I want to tell you a story real quick. Now,
Is it story time?
no, it's not story time. But it's not my story. It's just a story about Vegas, you know?
Oh, Vegas story.
And so-
Vegas story time. Viva!
Here in Vegas, if you are a multimillionaire and you want to come gamble, you don't bring millions of dollars in cash over here and go to the window and like, here's can I get $5 million in chips?
Hold on. So you don't put $1 million in hundreds in the slot machine one at a time?
No, you don't.
Oh,
well, I
my
mean, you
bad.
theoretically can, but yeah, these high rollers, they come in and they have a credit. They have a credit line. And so they come in, they fly in, and they borrow from Caesars, they borrow from MGM, they borrow from the Wynn. They have an account. And then they say, all right, what is your net worth? And they give you about like 30% of your net worth. And I'm like, all right, so you're worth 10 million. You can gamble on 3 million. And so then you just have a line of credit, and then when that runs out, you're cut off. And then they will sue you if you don't pay. You literally have 1 week to give the money back. It's not like some like credit card thing where you're paying back over time, but
Like a payday loan.
no, it's 1 week. You have 1 week. So most of the time they're expecting it within like 3 or 4 days. And if you don't pay, you automatically get sued like that. And so it puts your company and business at risk and all of your assets. And so if you go to Vegas, you have one too many drinks, and you got that, you got what you think is an unlimited supply of money you can borrow to next thing you know, you're liquidated, right? Next thing you know, you're done. And yeah, you're flying back. You're flying back broke. And I think the same problem is here, is that you're going to have your bank account, and you might be over here just playing around with some leverage. No longer in this situation are you liquidating your trading account, but you're also liquidating your bank account. And I know this is for certain individuals, institutions, so it's probably people that can not take too much risk. But at what point does this move down? At what point does the application process become easier for a regular retail person? Because if they start offering the service for whales, you know what's going to happen, right? Binance is going to be like, man, we're making a lot of money off of these accounts that are tied to the bank account. We should open this up to the retail, right? That's coming. You know that's coming. And if you can liquidate your bank account by trading, that is ridiculous. And I know it might be a stretch at the moment, but it's coming, man. And if you let people trade with their bank accounts, we know you're going to get stopped out. And even institutions, we saw Three Arrows Capital, we saw Celsius. Yeah, all these guys they had big names, right? They were touted as the smartest people in crypto. And they were trading on leverage with derivatives, and they lost everything. Just think. Institutions are not free of making mistakes when it comes to trading. And this is not good, man.
What about the narrative shift? Narrative shift of, okay, I feel safer now. Because obviously,
in a hypothetical situation, if you were going to do this, you want to open up a separate bank account, put just your trading money in there, and then have nothing to do with anything else in your entire life other than that's my trading account, and then you use that to trade with. But now, if you're at that level, then here's the thing: like if you're at that size and you're trading off of your account, if it's in the States, it's only guaranteed up to $250,000, right? Yeah. So what institutional clients are not going to be trading with less than $250,000? So now you're taking on the risk that if the bank were to go under. So you're not removing risk. You're just deciding what's riskier. You know what's not risky? It's custodying that damn thing yourself, moving it into your trading account, and then trading. And then as soon as you're done with your trade, you move it back to your cold storage. That'd be the least amount of counterparty risk. I think the most risk is not trusting yourself, having all your bank accounts tied into an exchange, and liquidating your life.
Liquidating your life.
That's right.
For me, it's to bring the mainstream traditional retail investor, right? There's got to be an element to this crypto thing where they're familiar with, they're comfortable with. And if it's, hey, your money is held at your bank, right? You see the crypto on exchange, but your money is held in the bank. I think people would feel a little safer. Is it a good idea for us? No. Will it make me want to, oh my God, I'm going to start leverage trading or derivatives trading on Binance? No, it's not. But for the average person, that even if it's a small narrative shift, and yeah, I agree with you. This is not a counterparty risk removal because you're going from an exchange to a bank. There's still a counterparty risk. The whole point is to be no counterparty risk. I want to know what
the chat thinks. If you had the option to not move your dollars or whatever currency you're in, wherever your home base is, if you had an opportunity to not to move your fiat out of your bank account and to trade directly on the exchange and margin trade where you have a potential to liquidate, would you be interested in those services? Put a 1 in the chat if you would use it. Maybe you do it the right way and you open up your own bank account. Put a 1 in the chat if you like the idea of keeping your money in a bank and trading with that money out of the bank account directly. Put a 2 in the chat if you're like, hell no. Big Rob preaching the truth over here. I ain't doing that mess. Sounds dangerous. I got a gambling problem, so I don't want any kind of risk.
Keegan said, liquidate me, Big Rob.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's move on from counterparty risk to something a little more interoperable. So this is interesting. BRC 721E standard to bridge the gap between ETH NFTs and Bitcoin ordinals. Let me make this a little larger for you all. The recent introduction of Bitcoin ordinals and the unveiling of the BRC 721E protocol is aimed at bridging the gap between Bitcoin and Ethereum, particularly in the field of NFTs. Through the new protocol, crypto traders will be permitted to move their Ethereum-based NFTs to the Bitcoin blockchain. Additionally, it will enable the translation of immutable and verifiable ERC 721 NFTs to the ordinals format, allowing users to store and interact with NFTs on the Bitcoin network. The migration process begins with burning the Ethereum NFTs on the Ethereum network, And then to claim the burned ETH and add the NFT to the Bitcoin network, users must inscribe authentic BRC-721 data on the Bitcoin blockchain. This inscription process entails encoding the relevant information about the NFT onto Bitcoin ordinals. We know Bitcoin NFTs and ordinals have been closing the gap with Ethereum. And I've thrown this idea out there with something like this, Robin. You changing your stance?
It's gimmicky, right? They're not gonna move over an entire project, right, in this fashion. And so if you have, and then you're gonna have a hard time selling it because now the liquidity moves over to a new blockchain. And so it's no different than when you're trading pairs on a DEX. It's easier to sell something when the liquidity is in the pool that has a lot of liquidity in it, right? And so if you're on version 2 of Uniswap, and there's a ton of liquidity, and then it's also available on some offshore exchange with no liquidity, and you decide to go buy or sell there, you're going to have a very hard time getting a good price on it, right? And if I learned, anything about NFTs, it's the fact that those things are hard to sell because the liquidity ain't the same as tokens. And so I can only imagine if there's a bunch of buyers, I mean, if you're having a hard time selling your NFT on the Ethereum network, good luck finding buyers on the Bitcoin network. Now, if the project is dead on Ethereum, but there's interest on Bitcoin, maybe you can find more liquidity there. But I think more times than not, you're going to find yourself, if you burn your Ethereum version, you move it over to Bitcoin, you're probably going to have a hard time selling that thing if you want to. And I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. You see that these devs are coming up with very unique ways of operating, both NFTs, the Ordinals version and the Ethereum version. I would say that, maybe it opens up the possibility to moving assets around that would typically be wrapped on Ethereum on Bitcoin and maybe inscribing it instead of it being wrapped. That could be a thing as well. And maybe you have more native assets living on the Bitcoin network in the form of an ordinal instead of having the wrapped version.
It's like, how many people who have these ETH NFTs are going to be like, yeah, I want to burn it and go on the Bitcoin network?
That's what I mean. Like, you're taking on too much risk. I'm sure there's going to be some people that do it. It sounds intriguing. And if you have an NFT that you don't plan on parting with for a while and you're just like a Bitcoin guy, and hey, why not, man? I mean, go ahead, man. It sounds like a cool idea. But
You think someone might be able to find an exploit to where they can essentially call it double spend on an NFT, or
probably not. It's going to be contingent on the burn. We see that happen pretty regularly. I mean, it's the same premise behind a bridge, and so you're going to always have bridge failures or hacks or drains or whatever it is. But if it's a one-off asset, it's going to be pretty hard to do that. And so where they've taken advantage of bridges is where they have a giant liquidity pool and they drain one side by taking advantage of some flaw or exploit. And being a one-off event, burn, send, or I doubt it.
No, I don't know. For me, it's like,
remember, ordinals expand outside of just NFTs, the picture versions.
Yeah.
And so I guess, anything's possible, really.
Anything is possible. You know what else? Anything is possible with is if you're having network issues. Anything is possible if you call Kim's Blue Wire Tech. They are a channel sponsor, and today's show is brought to you by them. If you'd like more information, visit bluewiretech.com. Also, visit all of our social medias. We're on Twitter at SinCityCrypto1. We're on Instagram at SinCityCrypto_1, and we're on all the other socials. If you want to support the channel, there's tons of ways of doing it. And with that being said, Rocco. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to come back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You have myself, Robin and Rocco. We love you guys. Until tomorrow.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon, then to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado